Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't expect it to appear like that. Let me swap the music here real quick, and we will get going. No. Hey, give me a moment. Give me a moment, everyone. No, that doesn't work. I need some good intro music. You know, we gotta get the... No, what the fu... No, hold on. You know what? This works. Anyways. Hello.
Hello.
I've undeafened. Hello, everyone in the party, everyone here. Welcome to the first ever episode of Death Save. If you don't know what Death Save is, and you didn't read the description of wherever this is, Death Save is my new show where I'm grabbing people off the street, I guess metaphorical street in this sense, and playing tabletop RPGs with them, and that's really, I think, all we need to cover. I'm here with the party who I have assembled for this campaign today. Or not today, sorry, I'm nervous a little bit, but I'm here with the party I've assembled for this campaign for Death Save. Unfortunately, I forgot to get the Discord overlay for this episode, but I'm sure it won't be too hard to determine who's speaking. Speaking of speaking, why don't we go down the line before we start and introduce everyone, the players. Let's get to know our players for this campaign. Adel or Charlie, if you want to start.
Hi, my name is Charlie. I'm 16 and I live in the United States. I've been playing tabletop RPGs for a few years now, and I saw the announcement for this and I thought it looked really cool, so I decided I'd send an application to join. I like fishing, I like country music and rock music.
Okay.
And that's a pretty good
generalization of you.
Generalization.
Drew, if you'd like to go next.
Hi, yeah, my name is Drew. By far the oldest person in this group. I'm 36 years old. I am also in the United States. I've been playing TTRPGs since high school, on and off. Quite a big fan of certain video games, Final Fantasy included. You'll see inspiration from Final Fantasy in my character. I'm looking forward to been playing this for quite some time.
All right, well, hey, here we are now, right? Kiwi, I guess your turn now.
Hello, it's Kiwi from Kiwi.
That all you want to say?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I was trying to think about how old I was, and then I forgot.
You forgot.
It's like 22 or something, I'm pretty sure. It's an RPG table D&D for like a year and a half. I'm here, and I'm trying my best. That's all I got.
And then finally we have Panda.
Panda.
Mm-hmm. That it?
Yep.
That's all you want to say? Well, don't worry about that. The lack of information you may or may not have from that. You'll get to know these players and their characters very, very soon. In fact, soon as in right now, as we'll officially start the campaign. Let me change the music for this next part. Will this work? No, give me a moment here. Prepare everything else except the music. I can fuck with this. Right.
It's not playing in the bot.
Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me? Is it not?
It is completely silent.
Oh my god. You piece of shit bot. Okay, you know what? Disconnect, reconnect. How about now?
No.
Okay,
You gotta Is the bot deafened? I think the bot's deafened.
The bot is auto deafened whenever
Auto.
he joins. I don't control him deafening himself.
I have a possible idea what I might have been.
I don't know why this is happening, but you know what? Just imagine there's really triumphant music going on here. No stream of mine is gonna go without a fucking technical difficulty, apparently, but the year is 2067. The realm of Tertia has been prospering economically for several years now. And with the election of A1 Kennedy Tertia as governor last year, things have stayed prosperous, with no signs of stopping. However, even with the election of new governors and things prospering economically for its citizens, crime is continuing to become a larger issue within the realm of Tertia, especially with the no man's lands having increased in size in recent years, due to the lack of development need from Tertia and expanding their reign further into it. It has grown. Several gangs have increased their activity, not only inside of the no man's land, but inside cities of Tertia as well. Most prominently, a gang of rogue robots known as the Steamheads are making a massive impact within the realm of Tertia and the criminal sphere, with particularly an event where they committed a robbery on a water treatment plant in Aquare, making them much more well-known to the Tertia Republic Rangers, the law enforcement agency of Tertia. The conflict between the two has escalated to a point where whenever the two intersect, it almost becomes like a war between them, with them fighting it out in almost makeshift battlefields that occur out in the no man's land. Beyond that, though, within the circles of all of Tertia, particularly adventuring groups, there's been re-emergence of rumors which died down a while ago. Rumors surrounding an artifact known as the Last Spark. Long ago, before the time of the era we're currently in, people used lightning harnessed from the sky in order to create electricity. They used it to power their devices and make different things that couldn't be used with the steam and mechanical applications that are used now. They harvested it from the sky, the plants and animals who used to produce it, and they made machines that could produce lightning on its own. However, mysteriously, some years ago, it seemed as if though the Storm Goddess, enraged by maybe how it was used, or the fact they were reproducing it, it's not entirely known, the Storm Goddess decided to place a curse on all lightning, causing any devices powered by electricity to sputter and break after being powered on, or outright explode and destroying everything in a large radius. The event of all devices doing this simultaneously is known as the Great Grounding, where several places went offline, several died due to the electricity going out in several places, and it wasn't good. But society recovered, and they found that electricity, even new or old, was unable to be used. Any electricity that was placed into a device would cause the same effect as the Great Grounding forever, and even magic that was known to generate lightning, such as lightning bolts, would also cause devices to explode. All lightning and electricity was cursed, meaning it was no longer usable for their devices. Years went by, and of course, society recovered. As I said, people changed and adapted to this world, creating new devices powered by steam and electricity and fire and all of the things that weren't electricity. Rumors, though, began in this new society, though, of a bolt of lightning that wasn't placed into a device in the day of the Great Grounding. The only one that wasn't placed into a device, known as the Last Spark. But unfortunately, the story around it constantly changes. Some say it wasn't put into a device. Some say it was in someone's device, and that device never exploded, to which it was extracted and hidden away. Most just say it's not real, but all versions of the story have one thing in common. It lies somewhere in Tertia. Likely, the reasoning behind this is that in Tertia, despite its diverse religious community, has a prominent population of storm goddess worshippers. It's said that 35% of the populace of Tertia worship the goddess, and even the recently elected Kennedy Tertia states he too worships her. This has led to the myth starting that if the last spark is anywhere, it's in Tertia. Adel, you, for whatever reason, I'm not gonna say because I don't know, have only recently heard of this legend, and you've headed to Tertia in order to find partners to assist you in finding the last spark. I say partners as you didn't really have any money after making the travel expenses, and then you had to rent a space in the Megaplex in order to conduct these interviews, so you're not exactly offering money in exchange for work. You're offering the opportunity of money, the fame for finding this legendary artifact, this last spark. You've been sitting in your spot inside the Megaplex for quite some time. It's the Megaplex, for context, this is a side tangent, is like a massive mall. There's lots of different places in the Megaplex. You've just rented out like a small little office basically to conduct your interviews for today, which kind of took up the rest of your money, or at least a sizable chunk of it. After sitting for a couple hours and no one coming by or leaving, your luck begins to change. Adel, why don't you firstly, before your luck begins to change, describe yourself. What do you look like? And what are you playing? Class and race.
So, as we look into this office, you would see a Triton, he's got a sort of rough posture to him, in which it seems like he, at some point far in the past, was trained to maintain some sort of composure and posture, in some sort of high society figure, but it seems that he's sort of left it to the wayside almost. As he sort of like half slouches in his chair with his hand on his chin. You will see, I'm playing Adel, who is a Triton fighter, sorcerer, and warlock multi-class.
Ooh.
Which is a lot all at once. But he's probably pretty tall, probably around 6 foot, maybe a little bit more than 6 foot. He's got scars across all of his body from countless years and fighting across multiple wars across the entire ocean. And he probably the best descriptor of his expression at this point would just be tired. Very, not done with everything, but like a sort of resigned to himself sort of facial expression he'd have as he sort of waits in his office.
What is, I don't know if you said this, and I apologize. What's he wearing?
He would probably be wearing a sort of what you'd imagine a combination of like torn rags, but also like a Navy officer's outfit.
Okay. Probably not a Tertia Navy officer outfit, but like...
No.
Yeah, okay. A Navy officer outfit.
A Navy. One that's easily recognizable as some sort of like militaristic.
Okay. As you're sitting in your office, not many people coming by, you see a couple of people. You've got like little flyers outside your office space saying, do you want to join a team to look for the last spark? Come in here. I can't offer money, but I can offer something along those lines. You can offer fame and riches if they find it. You see through the window of this office space a couple people giving you a glare as they walk by, either in disgust or just in the fact that they think you're a weirdo for trying to get people to find this mythical artifact that is mythical and a legend for no pay. However, soon your luck begins to change as you hear the door open. And did we decide who was going first?
We did. You see a rather tall elven man. It looks kind of out of place in this city. You would notice that he wears like a set of scale mail, and he wears a helmet on his head, and he on his back he's got like the best way to describe it would be like sort of like a larger golf bag, not like actually a golf bag, but like in his bag is a handful of spears, and he from what you can see, he's got a scar running from like the top of the left side of his cheek down over his lips and down to his chin. And what little hair you can see flowing down sticking out the back of his helmet is pitch black. Is this the place?
Yes, this is the place. I'm assuming you're looking for the last spark, at least.
Do you have any clue on where it might be? Do you have any leads?
Well, from everything I've heard, it is somewhere, here within this nation. Everything else, I'm sort of leaving up to, figure it out as we go. Kind of. Attitude. I have some ideas of where it might be, but that's just based off of where people live and the fact that no one's found it yet.
He enters the rest of the way in, and now you can really see he like I said, most of the people I would imagine in town are dressed rather casually.
Mm-hmm.
This man looks like he just walked out of a battlefield.
Ooh.
Granted, his armor is clean and polished. He sticks out like a sore thumb.
Are you asking me if he does it?
Well, no. So you have a lead.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
All
Basically.
Right. Okay. Who is it? Just you for now, or do we have other people that could possibly?
I put up the flyers earlier today, so I wasn't expecting much for at least a few hours. You're actually the first person that's actually walked in after seeing the flyers.
All right. Do I have to sign a contract?
You don't gotta sign anything. I've got a few questions, though, for you. If you just take a seat here, I got a few questions I can run you through.
Oh, okay.
Sort of like an interview.
Yeah, he awkwardly walks towards the desk, kind of just like glancing around, taking everything in.
So I will say, just to give you a more visual descriptor, Adel and Drew, the room you're in is there. The walls are painted. There's some places where it's scraping off. You're sitting in like one of those metal foldable chairs that's been unfolded in front of like a I'm trying to think of how to describe them. You know, TV trays? It's like that, but bigger, is acting as the desk in front of Adel. And Adel, you're also sitting in one of these chairs.
A folding table?
Yeah, it's an unfolded folding table acting as Adel's desk here. This is it looks like Adel had, or at least whoever was here, set these up using just what was in the room. Because there's not really anything fancy in here. There's also like a little lantern swinging around a bit at the top of the room, which is lighting it up for your eyes to see.
He awkwardly like scrapes the chair, and like he unslings his pouch and places it like on the like he leans it against the table. And the spear point is kind of accidentally pointing towards Adel. And he just grabs the spear and just kind of like, he puts it down. He awkwardly sits down.
Alright. So for a first general question, I'd like you to tell me a bit about yourself. Like name, first off, what's your name?
Piers Bolg.
It's a very strong name.
Did you say Bolg?
Eolg.
Okay. I was just making sure.
For a, sorry.
No, you go on. I was just saying continue. I'm sorry.
Alright. For a second question, give some more depth. Sort of a moral dilemma of a question. You're on a boat. This boat is sinking. It's assuredly going to sink. There's no way to stop that. There are 3 lifeboats. One of these boats contains a group of 20 or so people. One of these boats contains something that you contains something that you hold dear to your heart, contains something that you personally value. And one of these boats and then the third of these boats contains a monumental amount of money. One that would assuredly change your life. Though the problem is that the boats are going to sink. There is some sort of issue with the boats that can only be solved by you getting on them and helping them, and you only have the chance to get on one of these boats before they set off to sail. Which boat do you choose?
How much time do I have?
You have... I'd say you'd probably have... In the moment, you'd have barely any time at all.
I get on the boat with the precious artifact.
Alright. And then I have a second question for you here. Or third question. You're sat down and asked to take one of 3 tests. It's a math test, a literature test, and a physical test, in which you would be, tested on your physical ability, the same way you'd be tested on literature and math ability. Which one of those tests would you feel most comfortable taking?
The athletic test. I'm sorry. I'm a little confused on why you're asking me these inane questions. I thought we were going on a quote-unquote treasure hunt. I'm here to help. I'm here to find the relic. Why not ask me what I bring to the table?
Well, generally, and this comes from years of experience, I feel like generally it's more... I would rather know your, who you are as a person rather than what you can bring to the table, because I feel like the ability to form some sort of companionship, or to be able to understand who you are, would better suit us both than me knowing what you're able to do.
See. Well, I have been around for a great many years. I have seen many, many things and experienced many ups and downs in my life. I'm just looking to bring an experience to my life that would make me worth something. Do you understand?
I do.
Quick question, out of character.
Mm-hmm.
How long do Tritons live for?
I do not know that.
I think it's generally the same as humans.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if we make an agreement, if we make...
It's actually
truce-
200 years.
That's
Never
quite
mind.
a while. I will defend you, and I will fight by your side. I have much that I must accomplish before the end of my life. I have come in search of this spark for the betterment of the world.
That is all I needed to hear. And then he will reach a hand out to shake yours.
Shakes your hand.
All right.
I would imagine that you'd wait somewhere nearby, right? Sears or Bulb?
Yeah, Sears.
Sears. Okay, I'll just yeah.
Seers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually not from around here. Is there like an inn or some sort of place? I am not familiar with this metropolis.
I arrived here merely a day ago. I did stay at an inn last night, but I did not save a room there. We'll give it a few more minutes for anyone to walk in, and then we'll head on to wherever we're staying at in the city while we draw up a plan.
As you say this, who's going next?
Knock knock.
You, well, the door opens. Or are you knocking, or are you opening the door?
Knocking.
Okay, well, you hear a knock at the door.
Speak of Bahamut, and he shall arrive. And I'll walk over to the door to open it.
So as you open the door, you do have to look down and just see a little cowboy hat. Has a little kobolds and a little western duster. He's very western themed for some reason. He just like has those vibes. The big old overcoat, just a hat that his horns poke out of, and he just looks up at you and is this where the great old treasure hunt's gonna be? I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes, this is.
Okay, I'd love to sign up if I could come in,
Well,
please.
Well, the application process is very simple. I just ask a few questions,
Oh,
and then just take a seat, and he'll walk back around to his side of the fold-up table.
oh, definitely.
I-
He is just gonna, hop up.
Two.
Sears gets up and moves out of the way.
Okay, well, that answered my first question. I was gonna say secondly. Can you, just one question.
Yeah.
You didn't mention the color of Howdy, of his scales.
Oh, he's kind of grayscaled.
Okay.
Very, yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, he's gonna, hop up on that chair. He doesn't have any weaponry, but that's fine.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, first question, what is your name?
Name's Howdy.
Alright. And second question,
Oh,
and he'll, are you able to remember the boat question? Because he'll just repeat the boat question, basically.
I can repeat
yeah.
the
My
boat question.
brain with Howdy says like as you explain the three separate boat scenarios, you talk about the one with the people in it. He's just like, oh, I'll have to go with. Isn't it like women, children first? They gotta go, and then this artifact one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, well, I mean, there's also that, and then the money one, just like, well, that is a fine sum, ain't it? This is a dilemma, ain't it? There's three different boats. Well, I really couldn't tell you, bud. I mean, I'll probably get paid regardless of each one. Probably the people, though. Gotta, I'll be sad to see the other two go. That's all I got for that one.
Alright. I have a third and final question here for you.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been somewhere you would give anything to go back to? And if so, why is that place so special to you? And if not, why? What would make a place qualify for that? What would qualify a place for that title?
Well, the closest thing that I would have to that is my little, wait.
Hmm?
Looking at the definition of a word.
Oh. Gotta make sure we're using it right.
Oh yeah, literally. My little warren back home. All of those cities. That was a nice place. I'd love to go back, but you know how it's been.
Yeah.
Man, miss it. What was the question again? I so just blanked out. Sorry about that.
Would there be any place you would give anything to go back to, and if so, why?
Well, I probably wouldn't give everything to go back to it, but if I don't really know what I would to qualify for that. Sorry, it's been a long day, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
You got any
So,
more questions, funny man?
I do not have any more questions for you, though.
Mhm.
I will say, and then he'll stick out his hand to you. I'm glad to be working with you.
Oh, of course. He's gonna shake your hand. And how much do you think we're gonna get paid at the end of all this?
It is
No,
only
like-
a mythical artifact, so probably quite a bit.
Oh, okay. That's fun. Yeah. Who's Mr. Spears over there?
He's leaning against the wall. He's looking down at you. Like,
He's gonna do a little tip of the hat.
he just kind of nods at you. You may call me Sears.
Sears. That's a good name.
And
What's your name on the poster? The
Pardon
no. You just got here, didn't you? Or were you here with him before? What's this guy's name? He's pointing at Apple. Did you put your name on the poster?
I did put my name on the poster.
Did. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't read hard enough. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down somewhere.
as you get up to leave the chair, you get like a couple steps away, and then I'll Panda, if you'd like to.
Yeah, you see sitting in the chair now, where you sat basically, quite literally, something that is 8 inches tall, tiny motherfucker. Well, first you see like the kind of sandy brown hat and coat, and then you see the grey and the white of a small raccoon-like creature with a steaming currently bronze metal arm on one side, who just sits there kind of like hands to side, tapping the bottom of the chair, like arms kind of like feet kind of kicking around, kind of looking around like with a big smile.
To be clear, none of you see
Did I sit on you?
none of you see this creature walk in. It looks as if though just when Howdy gets up, they are just there now.
Are you going to be joining us?
What's up?
What?
Did I sit on that thing?
No, you didn't, don't worry. I just got here. Hi, I'm Breeza.
Nice to meet you. My name is Ollie.
Howdy. Oh, you're the guy on the poster. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
What? To you?
You said howdy.
Oh. Is he?
Are you here to join the, and he'll point outside of the posters, on the door.
Probably. Do you need someone?
Take all the help we'll get.
Okay.
Alright. I do have a few questions for you, though.
Okay.
Okay, first question, and then he'll repeat, first question. And then he'll give you the boat question. He's not gonna ask you for your name, because you've already gave it to him.
I wasn't listening.
Do you
Okay,
want-
so,
I can.
Stupid.
I'll run through it again. I can
Okay,
run through it again. You're on a boat.
Yeah.
There are 3 lifeboats. And this boat is sinking. This big boat that you are on is sinking, and there's no way off it. Besides 3 lifeboats. On these 3 lifeboats, there are one of these lifeboats has a group of around 20 to 25 people, none of which you know. The second boat has something that you hold dear to your heart on it. Something or someone you hold dear to your heart on it. And the third boat has a almost incomprehensible amount of money on it that would be completely life-changing for you. Problem is, the two boats that you do not get on when they drop into the water from the ship will sink. Which boat do you choose?
No other people on because the closest thing to my heart is this arm.
I just like point to my like steaming arm.
And I can rebuild that. And I don't really care for money, so I wanna get better cool stuff. So the people.
All right. And then he'll sort of he's had this I forgot to mention this. He's had this clipboard next to him that he's been looking through for other questions besides the boat one. And he'll find one and he'll just like sort of stop on it and he'll look at you. He'll look back to you and go, "Would you rather spend 1 week in complete isolation? You cannot talk to other sentient life forms at all for that week. Or would you rather spend the same amount of time, 1 week, when you are completely incapable of escaping from the attention of other people?"
Oh, the first, definitely. Yeah. I usually in my like laboratory. Sorry, the common tongue's a bit hard for me. Yeah, the laboratory. Stay there for a week, isolation, working on my projects.
He'll close the papers on the clipboard and he'll look at you. He'll sort of smile and then he'll reach a pinky out, as like in the same way one would reach a hand out to handshake.
Just like it grabs it with both hands and shakes it.
It's like you're shaking hands with a baby.
Yeah. One is like one hand is like very cold. One hand's like warm. It's like a metal hand just grips into you.
All right,
Did I pass?
you did pass.
Cool. What's my grade?
Well, do you still use letter grading system?
I have no idea.
A very good grade.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much. I always pass with flying colors.
3 out of 3.
You asked me 2 questions.
He asked you 3, buddy.
The third question that I would have asked was answered when you appeared on the chair and gave me your name.
Oh. Okay. Yay.
In character, Adel would probably wait a few more minutes to see if anyone else would walk in. Well, it depends how late it is. How late it is in the day.
It's about like obviously D&D fantasy time's different, but it's the equivalent of 7 p.m. currently. And as you wait a couple more minutes for anyone else to come in, one final person. This isn't the right song for this. Give me a second. One more person does walk in. It's this tall, about 6'5", green dragonborn who, you can see. Hold on, let me get. I gotta look at my ref image of him to beam him into my brain. He has these leather gloves on that cover everything but his claws. He's got this slicked back white hair between his horns on his head. He's wearing this, kind of almost suit top, you know, it's got the side, it's all blue, blue and like brown, what he's wearing. You see the buttons in the middle of his shirt, and the pants that don't cover, the pants that go down, they go down most of his legs until, it reaches kind of, where his big clawed feet start, and his tail kind of flicks around the room. The most notable thing, though, that you might notice upon him walking in is the holstered revolver to his side. He kind of walks in and looks around the room, kind of like scanning the lot of you. And he kind of just waits for any of you to say anything before speaking. Do any of you say anything?
Are you here to apply for the, are you here to apply for the treasure hunt? The search for the spark?
Nah. It's just been a minute since I've seen anyone actually make an attempt at it. Most people are laughed or even kicked out of the place they try to hire people from, but surprised to see just even a couple in here.
I've faced sea dragons. I'm not afraid of public critique of my desires.
You see, as you say sea dragons, he like his eyes kind of widen and he twinges at this.
My eyes widen as well.
like
I hear the mention of dragons.
But this dragonborn who's come in, the first thing someone says to him is, "Oh, I've fought sea dragons." He's just like, it kind of like
said to me was, people who do this get laughed out of the building.
It takes him a little off guard before he lightly shakes his head, and then clears his throat. Well, I suppose then you'd like some kind of lead, no? I mean, you gotta start somewhere, and it's in Tertia isn't exactly a great place to start with that, now is it?
No, it is not. If you have any information, I would gladly like to gain that information.
Well, you see, Mr. He holds his hand out to you for you to say your name. Oddle. I've been collecting information on the Spark for quite a few years now. I used to be a part of the Republic Rangers, where they had a whole unit for looking into this in case it was well, the best way to put it is some kind of code word for a bit of a ring. Back then, the Steamheads weren't exactly all, how do I put this? All mechanically inclined. They sold drugs, I should say. But they've recently stopped that, and I retired. Point being, I may know a thing or two, but I don't want to give that out for free. I'm sorry, I haven't even said my name. He holds a hand out to you. Do you?
Can I roll insight?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. That is a 17.
This man's sly demeanor, the little smirk he gives when he realizes he hasn't said his name, you get the feeling he's really enjoying what he's doing right now, a little more than he maybe should. But other than that, you don't sense any ill will or any kind of malice from him.
I'll shake his hand.
Grass Callahan, ex-Tertia Republic Ranger, as I said. Go on.
Otto Chami. I am, was known by many names, but my most notable occupation was probably general in Triton military.
Oh, well, congrats to you on that. Who's the, he kind of points to, I imagine you're all, like, the rest of you are, like, standing in a little group together.
Oh no, Howdy's just like leaning against the wall, sitting on the ground.
He kind of, like, uses both hands and points to the rest of the crew around the room. Who are the, peanut gallery you got back here? Friends of yours?
I recently just met them. They walked in, gave them the interview that I was going to give to everyone who walked in, and they all passed by my standards. So these are my adventurers I will be traveling with.
Well, good for you to find 3? It's a record if I've ever seen it. Well, look, Mr. Otto, I would be willing to give you this information, but of course you must understand, in a place that I very well know is infested with crime, criminals, people generally wanting to take advantage of you, I can't give out such information for such a measly price of free. And he kind of leans in. I don't know how you got these chumps to follow you for free, but kudos to that. Point being, if you do a little something for me, I'd be willing to share what I know. He reaches into his kind of overshirt and pulls out a sealed red envelope and holds it out to you. I need this to get to a client in Ten Brass Apartments, floor 7, room 233. Not 2, I'm sorry, 773. Third room. They're weird about how they number their apartments. Point being, I need this to get to them. All I ask is you don't open it, and you give me the letter they will return. Or, sorry, the letter they will give you back in exchange for this one. I would suggest you bring the lot, as this person is, oh, how do I put this? Defensive.
As an Eldritch Invocation, can I cast Detect Magic on the letter?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Yeah, Detect Magic.
As you your eye kind of, glows and swirls a little to detect the magic, you can sense the only kind of light, magical presence is coming from the seal. Remind me, Detect Magic just tells you the spell, right?
It tells you.
Doesn't tell you.
It tells you where
Yeah, it tells-
or what, or it
tells you the school of magic as well.
Yeah, School of Magic.
Give me just a second, to look this one up. Hold on. Chat, I'm gonna have to
Is
turn
that
off.
by any chance alarm?
What school is that one?
Let me...
I think that's evocation.
Then
Hold on, let's check.
there is an evocation spell.
Abjuration.
Adjuration
It's
spell
my bad.
It's a
on
lot.
this seal on the envelope. I mean, what else would it be? Ah, yes, my bomb spell.
Arcane lock.
You'll blow
Glyph
up.
of warding.
You can't lock an envelope. That's not a lock.
Glyph of warding.
I mean,
Have you
okay.
ever closed an envelope with tape?
You don't lock it with like a padlock.
I don't know, skill issue.
Sure.
That's not a bad idea though. But you sense an adjuration spell on this envelope, sealed, but the rest of the envelope seems to be void of this magical energy. And Grass kind of just looks at you a little weird, kind of like confused as to what you're doing.
He'll give a brief, I'm making sure that we are acting in good faith here.
Of course.
It is difficult for me to fully trust the word of someone I just met,
Of course.
even if you are offering information in exchange.
A bit hypocritical of you, but I'm not one to judge. What do you,
He's gonna sort of he's gonna. What do you hear the last bit? How quietly is that said under the breath?
you know what? Roll me a perception check to see if you heard that.
Alright. Oh, I think I'm good at perception too, so maybe this will be saved. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. 19.
You definitely heard him say, bit hypocritical of you, but I'm not one to judge.
Yeah. He'll just sort of his eye that's glowing will sort of snap up to him snap up to him because it would still be glowing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Probably considering it's a duration. It's concentration, right?
You ever look up, they're just fucking glowing.
Oh, it's only one eye. The other eye would be the other eye that would be it would just be normal.
Yeah.
And he'll sort of give like a less than pragmatic smile, sort of like half grin. It's throwing stones from glass houses is my favorite hobby.
Weird hobby, but
And then
all right.
he'll turn to the other three in the room and go, "He's got information. We just gotta go deliver this letter. It does not have magic inside of it, just the seal.
That's
You want me to hold on to it?
Here looks very confused.
This letter is... How big is the letter?
If you're wondering if it has, like, something big inside, it looks as if, though, it holds, like, paper thin. It's a regular-sized letter, and it's not, like, exceptionally thick or anything.
He's gonna look at Prisa, or Adel's gonna look at Prisa and go, "If you somehow show me a pocket that is able to hold a letter the same size as your body, I will give you the letter to hold on to."
Frieza takes off the, like, comically oversized backpack, places it on the floor, opens it up, pulls out an entire normal-sized rapier out of it,
Like this?
and, like, puts it back in.
Like that. And then he'll like, he won't hand the letter. He'll sort of side-eye the Dragonborn to get a reaction, and he'll sort of card toss the letter.
He'll blink at you as he lets go of the letter for you to toss it to Prisa. Right.
Alright.
We'll grab it and put it in the bag of holding.
So, how long you rent this space out for? I imagine if you're going to deliver it, I can just wait here for you.
Otto's gonna check his watch, and then he's gonna go, "The rent just ran out." And he's gonna fold up the table and the chairs, put them on the wall, and then walk out, tear the posters
Well,
down.
where would you like to meet then afterwards so I can relay this information to you? I will...
Would Otto have seen any, like, extremely busy taverns in his, like, day and a half, basically?
There's...
in the city?
So, I will give context because I didn't put it on the map. There's kind of a key I use for these maps. Any brown building is a building that's labeled, which you'll be able to use to figure out what it is. Red buildings are residential, so they're houses. Blue buildings are commercial. There is a tavern... it's a pretty busy tavern. The Gigantoplex has a lot of, not the Megaplex, I called it the Megaplex, I'm stupid. The Gigantoplex has a couple of commercial buildings linked up on the outside of it. You know how a mall might have those, like, shops kind of outside of it? It's like that. There is a tavern linked up to the Gigantoplex that you did hear quite a bit of commotion coming from earlier, so you can assume it's rather busy.
There's a tavern right outside this Gigantoplex. We should meet there.
Right then. I suppose it won't take you more than an hour, so... He shrugs, and you see as he kind of, you see as he walks out, he doesn't, like, fully grab onto his gun, but you see as he kind of looks like he's petting the handle with his thumb. Make me another perception check.
Just me or everyone?
Everyone. You know, yeah,
Would
everyone.
I be able to make an Arcana check to see if it's magical?
What's magical?
The gun, or, like, if he's doing it for a magical reason.
Sure.
Oh, I love having
Perception
4
check.
ads in a row.
Damn.
13 on the perception check.
13 from Adel.
Dirty 20.
12.
17.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you all hear as he kind of pets his gun with his thumb. You see as he's clearly trying to not make it look like he's going to grab his gun, because obviously that would not be good, but he, like, pets it. He's, like, got his hand balled up in a fist and is, like, petting the handle, and you hear him going, shh, Not right now. Crowded area, really not a good idea. Prisa, you're trying to detect something magical going on, right?
Yeah.
You can very clearly tell from him petting the gun and him almost talking to it under his breath, whispering, it probably has some level of sentience. Of course, you can't follow up on that as he does this as he walks out the door, shuts it behind him, and makes his way to the tavern in which you'll all meet him at.
Prisa goes,
Oh, weirdo.
Alright.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he said room 776.
73.
73. Memory just rechecked. If we'll just knock on every door if that isn't the right one.
All right.
good idea.
And then he'll open back up the door that the Dragonborn closed and sort of let everyone out in front of him.
well, go ahead,
All right.
wait outside.
Alright, and then I think Otto would probably want to head just straight to the apartments. Would there? Yeah, basically
Yeah,
straight to the apartments.
I have no problem following.
So
No objection.
this might be a bad time, but now that we've got intros out of the way, I'm gonna change the music.
No.
It is unfortunately that time. I will give a short descriptor as you all walk out of the Gigantoplex. As you all walk out, I will explain what that time is in a second. As you all walk out of the Gigantoplex to the city of Tertia, this is the city. It is the Tertia that is there. You all walk out to see the town bustling with activity. You see airships coming into Port Westria, cargo airships making their landing for the late night shipments, as it is now around 7:30, your equivalent of 7:30. You see the massive Tertia clock tower, which, Adel, from what you heard, doubles as a town hall where Kennedy Tertia conducts all of his activities. You could see the several smaller apartment complexes that aren't one of the major 3 skyscrapers that pierce, well, the sky. There's 3 major ones in Tertia: Glasdor, Ivory, and Tenbrass, which is the one Callahan or Grass mentioned. And finally, you can kind of get a glimpse of it as you walk out and see across the tower a massive window-filled building that kind of takes up like a almost triangular shape, not a pyramid, but kind of a almost modern house-like aesthetic, except, with a bit of billowing smoke coming out of it, as people do need to burn wood to boil water in order to power their buildings, or power their devices and buildings. You can see the TerraCorp HQ. How do you know it's the TerraCorp HQ? They have it plastered on a big sign right above their door. With the town of Tertia now ready for you all to explore, you know where you're going. I, unfortunately, and this is for a first time, for anyone who's a first time, especially you players, I mentioned this in session 0, but unfortunately, it's 8 p.m. That means it's break time. I'm gonna be about 10 to 20 minutes. You're all free to roleplay as you please. Maybe roleplay as if though you're talking and walking, give a little depth to your character. Oh shit. I tugged my headphone cords. Give a little depth to your characters. You've all just met and everything. This is usually a time where you can roleplay, or you can just hang out and talk about whatever. I do plan, and this is a first for me, I do plan on editing these episodes very minimally and posting them, so if you also just don't want to talk, don't even worry about it. I'll cut it out of the edited version of the episode. But if you do, feel free, and I will be right back. I won't be gone too long, like I said, 10 to 20 minutes at most. But yeah, I'll be right back.
Whoa. When Priest is like walking, I was like, will like run quite like fast, like a bit forward, and then like wait up for everyone, kind of thing. Like not used to having to go slow, having to wait for other people.
Otto would this would be very noticeable. He will sort of like have a very it won't be directed towards y'all, but he'll have a very heavy look of disdain towards everything like super technological. Like he'll see the airships and he'll just sort of like look at them and like not scoff, but sort of just look like
Scowl.
look even more scowl almost, yeah.
How does he look at Priest's arm?
Hold on, I'm curious as to see if Sears notices this. Let's make a little perception check. Check.
Make a perception check now.
I'm rolling it in Avray. I know I'm misspelling perception. A 21. So, yeah, Sears would actually notice that, and
Yeah. I mean, he's not trying to hide it. It's more like a
not very
What do you-
comfortable around cities. I see.
I love AvRayBot. Apparently, my character doesn't exist.
Oops.
When I tried to import the character sheet into
Are
the
you
bot.
sure you're using the right link? Maybe like the PDF.
I did that as well, and it didn't work. I'm gonna open the link.
Is it public?
Did I make my?
Can
How
you
do I
make
make my
it
It's
character
not
sheet
public. I just clicked
Yeah.
it and it's not public.
I have no idea how to make public yeah.
Well, it's the right character sheet because
the
it
right
just opened
character
when I clicked the link.
But it's not
For us, it
public.
goes to a, hey, you don't have access to this.
Yeah, so assumingly the bot doesn't either. Yeah.
You need to go down to share and export. No, never mind.
So, and then I
Well,
click
regardless, let's just do a little bit of role playing before Zombie comes back.
there. Yeah.
Because, yeah, Sears notices your discomfort, your disdain towards the city.
Not really towards the city, more, or well, you wouldn't really notice what it was towards.
I mean, I see you looking at the buildings, and I see you looking at the airships, and I notice that it's probably something you're not very comfortable with. I certainly don't like this.
Living under the sea for a majority of my life, it's very hard to adjust to all of this.
I've heard things are much better down where it's wetter.
Wow.
Wow.
He'll sort of sigh to himself under the sea, like
That is-
mournfully. You'll notice his ire, in towards of like, generally what he's like disdain towards is mostly towards the airships, as they are just such unbelievably foreign concepts of engineering to him.
Now, back in there, you said something about dragons.
I did.
When have you seen a dragon?
Well, we didn't have a standardized calendar when I fought it, but it was.
What? Go ahead.
I wasn't alone. It was not just me. I guess it's closer to whaling, in the sense we were after it. The way our group was assembled, it was more like whaling, but the intentions were because that dragon had maybe not. I do not remember. I don't remember the details perfectly. It's been so long, but the dragon was not exactly pleasant towards us. We didn't end up killing it, but we were able to banish it deep into the depths. So,
Will you look that up?
I don't know how anybody would be brave enough to stand against a dragon.
Pretty big feat.
An incredible feat.
I'll reiterate this. I'll give further explanation as to why I wasn't. Well, I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. Anyone would be. But I was not alone. I was with probably the single bravest cohort of heroes and adventurers and people I'd ever stood beside or swam beside. So it made it easier knowing I was backed by dozens of people I trusted. He'll sort of point to a long gash that's going down his bicep and forearm. It did get me though, pretty good. And then, following that, he will draw a greatsword and point to a large chip on the greatsword, and go, "It was a fairly even trade."
I've only seen dragons in mirrors before.
I've never seen a dragon before. A true dragon. I've seen wyverns and drakes, worms, but never a true dragon.
It was truly a beautiful creature. Unfortunately, with how long ago it was, and the state it was in after it decided to flee, I'm not terribly sure the status of this dragon.
How long ago was this? Can't have been too much longer.
Yeah.
As I said, I did not have a standardized calendar. Or, it's not standardized calendar. I did not have a standardized calendar access at Access at the time. But in the calendar we had at the time, the year was probably around, it would have been around the year 80, 87, 86.
That's, how long did you say you lived again?
Tritons generally have a lifespan up to 200 years.
Uh-huh. What year do you think it is right now?
Well, it's... He would know. Otto would know. I'm just blanking on what zombies... Out of character, I'm blanking on what zombies of the year
or
was.
something?
I think it's 2066.
Like 2066, something like that, yeah.
It's around 2066 from my understanding.
Yes,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I lean over. Well, I don't lean over. Because everyone else is significantly shorter than me.
You would have to
I
crouch to get that,
I say out loud, I think you're exaggerating. I think you're telling fishing tales.
Well...
Oh, I've heard stories. Oh, I've caught fish as big as my body.
Otto will, and you'll see, he won't, this will be sort of, something that he's obviously not entirely comfortable with, but he's more concerned with keeping the trust of his compatriots than, like, he's more interested with keeping the trust of his compatriots than, losing that to a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I have been, and he'll lift his shirt, and you'll see where his heart would have been, there is a very large scar, and an indent almost, that goes deep into his chest.
Take us out to dinner first.
Until fairly recently, I wasn't exactly around.
Uh-huh.
Though,
So.
My return did come at a price, and he'll point to the eye, and you probably would have noticed this, considering it's the eyes. That's like the first thing you notice on a person. But, he'll point to one of his eyes. Besides the normal Triton eye, one of his eyes is completely pitch black, and sort of like a void, almost.
Why?
Wait, can I like climb up on your shoulder to kind of look at it?
Yes. He'll sort of he'll reach his hand down to let you
Raise
climb up.
you with speed you didn't not expecting. Just like is already on your shoulder.
Oh, cool.
It's not mechanical, if that's what you're wondering.
Oh, no, I just want to see it.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Frieza just sits on your shoulder.
Turning back to Sears, I assure you this is no fishing tale. As you call it. Though I am familiar with the tales that you meant, those tales, though I did not call them that when I was under the sea. I will let you in on a little secret of my name. My name, Otto, is, when Tritons are born, at least when I was born, Tritons had a tradition. We did not get a proper name. We got a placeholder, but we did not get a proper name until we achieved something. I gained the name Otto, which in my native tongue means water. I gained that name through this, and he'll reach, you'll see a canister of water on his hip open up, and a sort of like tendril of water almost will come out of the canister and then go back in.
Water.
I think the term I've heard people use recently was hydrokinesis. We just called it water magic. And then the second part you may have heard me mention too. Whatever the Dragonborn's name was. That's out of character, I don't remember. He probably would have remembered in character.
It's like Callahan. I don't know what his first name was. I have Grass on here. And I don't think his name is Grass.
It might be, because
I heard grass.
Grass
it's Grass.
Callahan? Okay.
Grass
cool.
Callahan.
Nice.
But you'll sort of, the second part of my name that I mentioned when he gave me his full, I gave mine back, was Chom-E. Chom-E is not a name that I was given by a Triton. When I was brought back, I was given a duty. And in accordance to that duty, I was given a title. Chom-E means death in Infernal.
Uh-huh.
I don't speak that. I speak other few words, but I don't know that one yet.
I don't either.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I just know because I was given it.
That makes sense, yeah.
ain't that fun? Is it fun?
It's probably fun.
Yeah, you know. You get it.
What does it imply?
What?
Being deaf. What does that imply?
Well, I don't. Well, okay.
Oh.
And I give this. I've had to give this explanation once before. When I say that my title and my job is related to death, a lot of people freak out. My job is not to kill people. That is not my job. My job is to ensure that the ones that have died stay that way.
Oh.
In order to preserve the natural order of things.
Cool.
That makes sense. Fine. Yeah. That's nice. Keeping the dead dead. You're kind of going against your whole point there, aren't you?
Forging
Tell you all the now. Um. Well,
You're a
Was that-
robot, dude.
sorry, I just didn't hear what you said.
You roboted through that whole sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, is my quality robot?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
I think it's
Uh,
better now.
You seem back, yeah.
Oh, that might also be because of the voice I'm doing. It might be making it worse. That
Oh, nice.
that's
No, we've been able to hear your voice otherwise.
all right.
Might have been an internet thing.
So, what did I
Probably
miss?
wasn't an thing.
We're just about to finish talking.
Oh, okay, go on.
Adel just spilled his story background, basically.
The very big. Oh,
Uh-oh.
You're breaking up, dude. Disconnect and reconnect.
fun. All right, I'll be back. Just a.
Oh?
Internet lagging,
What,
so it's going robot.
Is this at all better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it, yeah.
All right.
All right. I'll just review the footage, so don't worry about telling me. But good synopsis. Let me move y'all's thing. As you walk up the As you all walk up the streets, you walk by the various houses. They're a lot smaller than these big skyscrapers. Each of them are about 2 to 3 floors. Okay, thanks, guys. They're about
No
two
problem.
to
Yeah, for sure.
They're about 2 to 3 floors in height. None of them are as big as these multiple floors. Ten Brass seems to be one of the smaller ones, having only, well, as the name suggests, 10 floors. And as you walk up to this skyscraper, you can notice its support beams made of their signature material, brass. Their whole place is a sort of, even though this is a world that is steampunk, it seems as if 10 Brass apartments are going for a steampunk feel regardless. The brass, the kind of brown out windows to kind of give the whole room a kind of brown
Zombie.
lighting. Yeah?
Are these galvanized square brass and eco-friendly
No!
wood veneers?
No! Roll me a perception check, actually.
Oh, sorry.
If you wanted to make this bit, I'm gonna make this bit even more.
3.
Clearly, Little 10 Brass didn't use galvanized square brass or eco-friendly wood veneers, and you think the whole building is gonna crumble on you. I'm kidding, by the way. I was just doing that for the bit. But as you all walk to the front door of 10 Brass, I assume you go in, right? Or do you say anything before going in?
Is there a doorman?
There isn't, but as you go in, you see kind of on the front of 10 Brass, there's these ad spaces. Some are filled with magic picture posters. That's how movies work here, because they don't have cameras. For pictures that local wizards and witches might have come up with, in mad movies. But one poster really sticks out to the lot of you. It's clearly a political poster. It doesn't say by who, but it depicts, at the very top of the poster, it depicts like a man holding a pistol, pointing to the sky, and he's got his foot on the head of this, like, really scary-looking robot, like, razor-sharp, saw blade teeth. Its hand looks to be some kind of cannon, but all of it is broken as he has the foot of the human placed atop the head of the robot. And the poster says, be on the lookout for the Robo Menace. Rogue robots, also known as steamheads, have infested Tertia. Here's 3 ways you can determine which is which. And they kind of go through 3 points of how you can identify them. However, they're rather lengthy. Do you all stop to read them, or do you just go on in?
Otto would have no clue what a steamhead is.
Priza would start to read them, but is on Adol's shoulder, so goes wherever Adol is.
I would read them under the assumption that these steam heads are the same as the robot in the photo. Not knowing.
Not knowing the difference.
Not knowing.
Does anybody else?
Or not having an example.
Does anybody else read along with Adol?
I
Yeah,
guess
I
I'll be
suppose
reading.
I'll stop and take a look at it.
The 3 points
Yep.
that this poster mainly dictates is the first point being friendly androids don't mince their words. Rogue robots will often elongate their sentences, while friendly, non-rogue robots will simply say what they mean, whether it be literally or figuratively. They're more direct. The second point states, rogue robots have a tendency to try to blend in. If you see a robot wearing a bit of clothing, even something such as a hat, it may be an indicator this robot is rogue. And finally, the last point, which is labeled, it's labeled just before as, hold on, where's my D4? Okay, there's no D4. It's labeled as the most obvious. Rogue robots can carry weapons. Where regular robots are forbidden from even touching weapons, their programming forbids it, these robots are typical robots that aren't designed for combat. You'll recognize a robot able to be used for combat by a SEAL, and you see like a little Tertia military SEAL kind of next to this point. If you see a civilian-grade android holding a weapon, they are rogue. If you see any robots with any of these points, report them to your local TRR Ranger immediately. And then at the bottom, it says, only you can report the robot menace.
Wow.
Priza's like holding their chin.
Huh.
Sorry for laughing. I saw the thing Sears posted in the
Yeah.
I saw
Discord
it too.
channel. That's good.
So real quick, the guy we saw, the Dragonborn we talked to, was called Brass, right?
Grass.
Okay, he was called Grass. Okay.
Was grass.
Yeah, because he was
Grass Callahan.
What's a full
Okay.
name?
It sounds. It's a proper Southern name. My mama calls me grass.
My mom called me Howdy.
And I'm
And for no particular reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, that was
Oh.
that was a reference, the joke reference,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
I
not
thought
like
you
the
were-
beginning of a sentence.
I thought you were gonna ask. Sorry.
Priza's like, let's try again.
So, it's not just me, right, thinking that guy earlier could be a disguised robot who trying to blend in with a weapon, is shady and mincing his words.
Nah, he doesn't look like a robot.
He didn't look anything like this, and I gestured to the poster.
Okay, I don't know, I just thought people could...
When I hold on, out of character zombie.
Mm-hmm.
When I shook his hand, Otto probably would have shook his hand and tried to get within like maybe just a foot's distance between him and the Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
When I shook his hand, would it have become apparent that it was because he was wearing a glove, right? So
Mhm.
I was wondering if he was a robot, would I have been able to notice?
You know what? I'm not gonna answer that directly. Roll me a history check.
History, okay. That's. I think I'm good at those. I'm
Mhm.
not sure.
Hopefully.
I'm good at those,
19.
but I wasn't the one shaking his hand.
You think back to when you shook Grass's hand, and you remember the distinct warmth that a body with flowing blood might have within it, and that wouldn't be present even if he had a glove on, because there'd be no warmth inside of him to warm up the glove. It would have been cold if he was a robot with no blood in him, and as you remember this, you can discern you probably shook a real person's hand and not a robot's.
I shook his hand. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any
Okay,
chance he's a robot. At least
All right.
from my understanding of robots.
I don't know.
773, room 773, room 773. And then Otto will be like repeating this to himself, and then he'll walk in the door.
All right. I assume everyone follows, yeah?
Yeah.
Walking in, you see someone at a desk. The room is very elegant. There's this nice red carpet showing you where to go. Both doors that seem to go upwards into the other floors are blocked off by kind of... There's 4 bouncers total in this room, all 4 being human males of varying different looks. 2 of them are stationed at each door with like a red, what are the things called that they use to like block off places at a museum or like determine?
The velvet ropes.
The velvet ropes, yeah, they got those, like the little hooks on it, and there's kind of like these hooks lined up as if to make a big line for the counters, kind of, for the reception counter of this apartment. There's some nice paintings hanging on the walls, one of them even depicting the current governor, Kennedy Tertia, who, and I will now describe him, this painting of him, he's got his hand to his chest with a sword, kind of blocking half of his face, and he's kind of like staring down, giving the perspective of the painting. I don't want to say camera. The perspective of the painting, kind of a stare, like looking down. He's this Leonin, man. He's rather tall and muscular, and in the painting, he's wearing this elegant suit of like knightly armor. You see his big paw, kind of holding onto the sword. His other arm is also on the sword. Both hands are holding the sword. It's kind of like a halfway, but is it a bust? It's from the waist up of a painting.
Yeah, that would be a bust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it could be like portrait. A portrait.
Portrait
would be,
bust.
It would be more accurate to be portrait, because I think the bust is like shoulders up.
Yeah, it's a portrait of him. He's holding
body,
this
something
long
like that.
sword in front of him. It's very ceremonial. It looks very pretty. He's holding... It's not big enough that it covers his face. It, like, covers his nose, though. You can still definitely tell he is a Leonin. And the most striking feature about him, other than the long mane that kind of curls backwards from his head, it's all brushed back, is what looks to be a kind of red robotic eye in the right side of his head. However, the rest of him looks Leonin. It seems as if this eye is just some kind of enhancement he has, or maybe even a prosthetic, but this painting is very striking in the rest of the room, as most of the other paintings are just paintings of the city or of the beachside in a square, stuff like that. But the painting of the newly elected governor is striking. As you all weave your way through the line of velvet ropes, and you get to the receptionist. It's this elven woman, she's filing her nails with like a little file, and she looks up to see the 5 of you and goes, sorry, I should really give a little more description. She's got this like long blonde hair that's like tied back in a bun. She's wearing this nice, pretty, brown colored like uniform, and she looks up from filing her nails and goes, "Hi, welcome to Tambras Apartments. Are you a visitor or a guest?"
And then,
Couriers.
so before addressing, I'd sort of look to Prisa and ask for her to, or him, whatever, to pull the letter. I'd ask for the letter back, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pull out my bag and give it to you.
Sears, you were saying something?
We're couriers. We've come to bring a letter.
Yeah, as he says this, I'll pull the letter up and hand it to the woman at the reception desk. I was told that I was given this letter by a man named Grass Callahan. We were told to bring it to a friend of his in room 773.
Right, honey, I didn't need the life story of the letter. I just needed to know what you were doing here. Lads, let him in. They got a letter for someone on 773. Point him to the stairs. Thanks. She, like, motions to the set of people to her, the set of bouncers to her right. You can just go through there. They'll point you to the stairs.
You got it.
Thank you.
As you...
All right.
Oh, yeah, go on.
No, I was just saying, all right, as in, like,
Let's go.
the sort of, inhale and, like, all right you would
Alright.
give when you like are like preparing yourself to deal with other people.
You walk over to the set of bouncers to your right, to which they move the velvet rope and push open the door. You see one of them, the one on the left, leans in and kind of points down the hall where there's a set of stairs. If you're looking for 773, you're just going to want to go up those 7 times. You'll see a big label that says 7. Each room is counted by 770, so you're looking for room 3. Basically.
Thank you. And then Otto will start making his way back up the stairs. Or up, not back up the stairs, but just up the stairs.
What a confusing naming convention.
What?
What a confusing naming convention.
One of the bouncers kind of looks to you, Frieza, and goes, "I know. We've been trying to get it fixed, but corporate won't pay for the signs to replace every floor." The other bouncer kind of looks over to him and goes, "You realize there's over, like, 1,000 floors. Not floors. There's over, like, 1,000 rooms here, right? Well, could at least replace them. I don't know. Go by, like, tens." They both kind of just, like, bicker back and forth between each other as you all make your way through. You make your way through the 10 brass apartments, making it up stairs set after stairs set. Do you all talk about anything as you make your way up? It's a lot of stairs.
These are a lot of stairs.
Otto would be.
Nothing for me.
Otto would probably be. I don't think he'd say this out loud, or not to y'all, but you'd hear him grumbling about stairs and. Like, he basically just complaining about, like, how underwater he didn't have to deal with this.
Frieza?
Just like watching, sitting there chilling.
Yeah. As you make your way up to the floor, the 7th floor, and make your way through the doorway that's there. The kind of stairwell keeps going up, and there's like doorways at the end of each stair. They kind of go, it kind of like goes one set up, another, and then you like turn to go up another set, and you keep turning until you get to the last doorway. As you do get to the 7th floor, you look, and well, room 773 is just like basically next to the doorway. The bouncer wasn't lying when he said it was basically room 3. You can see it. It kind of goes, so like counting the rooms, the left room is like 771, then the room on the right of that room is 772, and then the second door on the left is 773, and it continues on down the floor.
Oh. Look at that, we're already here.
Only took
Convenient.
Is that not?
7 flights of stairs.
Yep. You people with long legs have it well.
That
So
was-
glad I climbed up on your shoulder.
Nothing.
I suppose we knock now.
Yep.
Who's not?
Alright, and then Otto will knock on the door.
Go on, buddy.
As you knock on the door, you kind of, as you like walked up to the door initially, you kind of heard like murmuring in there, but as you knock on the door, the murmuring stops and the door opens to reveal it's a lighter skinned man with some red eyes, wearing kind of he's wearing like a bowler hat with like a nice suit and tie on, and he opens the door to ask you, "What can I do for you?" He blinks a couple times.
I probably would have given Priesta back the letter as you were walking up. So
Yeah, you.
I'll probably ask it for it back from them again, and then I'll I'll just sort of hand it through the doorway. Was told to give this to you.
You see as the man kind of tilts his head at you. Who told you to bring this letter here to me?
A dragonborn named Grass Callahan.
Give me a second. He shuts the door, to which you can hear these kind of loud footsteps, boom, 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 back into the room, and you hear, "Sir, he sent a few more." You hear this uproarious kind of talking of just, what's the more? How did he find us? The murmuring sounds panicked.
I will pull out one of my spears, and lean against the doorway and just hold this, not like on the doorway, but I'm facing towards the door from the side and just keeping my spear up against the wall so that they can't see it if they look back out the door.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to describe it is I'm holding the haft of the spear against the wall. So if they come out here or they pull us in or something like that, I can have it ready to attack at a notice.
All right.
I will lean over to Adel and go, I have a bad feeling about this.
We're gonna
Yes, I suppose it was. That didn't sound great. And Otto would have also he would have backed away from the door. He would have turned slightly so the shoulder that Prisa was sitting on was facing farther away from the door than his other.
Oh, don't worry about me. I can handle myself.
You see, how you know that thing where you kind of stretch out your hand and then put it into a fist again a few times. Yeah, Riz is doing that with the mechanical
Do I have any spells that do anything?
What are you doing?
Oh, Howdy's just kind of vibing. He's just well.
Do you all wait for them to come back, if at all? Because it does take a little bit for them to murmur amongst
One thing I'd like to do is I'm gonna just kind of basically put tap a button, press something on my arm and just kind of steam kind of envelops me for a second. I'm gonna use mage armor.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm gonna use my Eldritch Invocation, detect magic again.
Okay. What are you looking at to detect magic?
Any sort of large presence of magic within the room in front of us.
You don't get the impression of magic from the door, or anywhere really. Just from the letter, you have the magic from... hold on, give me a second. You do eventually begin to hear the, It's now multiple sets of footsteps, about 3 coming back up to the door. You're all in kind of battle positions, no?
Yes.
I don't think Otto would have assumed a pose for battle. He's probably gonna try to keep it as friendly as possible.
The same with Howdy, honestly. He's still just standing in front of the door.
Just
in
hanging out.
front of her. He's just hanging out. He's just yeah, for sure. He'll be fine.
When the sets of footsteps get back to the door, you're greeted by the sight of... Okay, this isn't what I wanted. This one. Actually, no. Put me back on that. Sorry, I'm very finicky with music. You're greeted... This isn't... Kenku? Thank you, Kenku. You're greeted by the sight of 3 revolver barrels pointing at various directions around the door. And now that the door's been swung far more open, you can recognize certain non-human features of these 3. Their glowing red eyes might have been a giveaway, but you can see now that their hands are out holding guns at the out the door. You can see the metal features of their hands. They're kind of their brass fingers. They're all very brass-colored robots. You can even see from under one of their hats steam billowing out just a little bit. The main one, who greeted you at the door wearing the suit, the other two are kind of wearing like dusters and this kind of black undershirt and pants with brown boots on. The one who greeted you at the door doesn't have boots on, but he does have the black pants, and they're all pointing guns at various directions. The middle one speaks first. Get inside. And he kind of motions to the apartment. Go on.
Okay, yeah. Alright. I'm gonna cast Charm Person on the middle one.
They're robots?
Aren't they aiming at us?
They're aiming like in like a kind of forked pattern. They're not aiming at anyone in particular. They are just pointing guns at you.
Pretty sure Zombie's trying to figure out if it's a humanoid or not.
Yeah, no, that is the question. They're robots.
Well, I would probably wouldn't affect a robot because they don't have like. Would they have emotions? Would they have like the ability to feel?
These ones would have
Well, I
emotions.
mean, this one did feel fear.
Man.
These ones have emotions. So you know what? I'm gonna say yes. You can absolutely try that.
All right. It's a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. You got it, boss.
DC 13.
Well, that's a 15. No modifiers.
Fun. All right.
You, I imagine you try to say something to initiate the charm, right?
Mm-hmm. It would be the beginning of like, I'm sure we can handle this without guns.
No. You work for him. We're not taking chances. Get in.
Otto is gonna. So wait.
Hold on. Wait. Priza was trying to say something.
Just said who?
Oh, what?
I just said who? Just to kind of confuse them.
Here? What?
Who?
You.
Me?
In all four. Dumbass. All four. In the. We are pointing guns at you. Is this really that complex?
It's kind of.
What are we doing?
In the. Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot you. Get in the apartment.
It's like looking at the others.
Adel. Here.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to misty step, would I be able to bring Prisa with me?
That's not how the spell works, so no.
Okay, what if,
Okay.
what if it's funny?
Teresa makes a wet slap on the floor as it falls down.
What? Why would you bring that up? What?
Because that was what would happen if you left behind Teresa.
Okay.
Anyways.
They can feel emotion.
I don't like
People.
where
Yeah.
you're going.
You're gonna see Otto sort of. Otto's gonna look at Prisa and say, "Hold on, just a second," and he's gonna take Prisa and set him down on the ground. And then Otto's gonna he's gonna smile like a charismatic, peaceful grin and step in front of Howdy and sort of put his hands up
okay.
as he walks towards the doorway. And he's gonna give there's about two ways we can do this. One of them is you can put the guns down,
No.
and we can walk into this room, and we can. Okay.
We're
And then
gonna shoot you if
Otto-
you don't get in the room. We'll put them.
Otto, as he takes, sorry, keep going. Sorry.
We'll put them down when you walk. That's kind of the whole point of having the gun. You get in the room, we put it away. That's kind of, you know. He swirls the gun at you, like swirls it, like trying to, be like, that's how this
To
goes.
enunciate the point.
Yeah.
As Otto would step into the doorway, how high is the ceiling in this room?
Each of these robots are about like 5'5" or so, and the ceiling is just about it's a couple extra feet. So like the ceiling's about 10 feet up.
That is Perfect. Okay. Otto is going to. I'm gonna use Form of Dread transform.
What does this look like?
And as Otto steps into the doorway, you're gonna see and you three would see this especially as he walks in, because his back would be turned to you. You're gonna see him you're gonna see like almost like octopus tentacles come out of Otto's back. Slowly as he sort of grows in height to about 9.5 feet tall. And he's going to, nothing is going to change that much, but there's going to be a sort of, aura to him that he won't be directing at you. But, because of the way that Form of Dread works, I gain that, I gain that, and then, okay. Would I be able, okay, so I read that differently. Would I be able to, because of how Form of Dread works, it's not fear-inducing until I actually hit someone mechanically. But if I were to try to make it with a, intimidation check, if I made an intimidation check here while doing it,
I'd give you advantage for it, but before
Okay.
you do that, before you do any of that, there is, as you step in, you see this kind of, the room is kind of structured like a hotel room, at least in the room you're looking in, and you see a man with this kind of cowboy hat on, twirling a revolver in his hand, kind of staring at you. His, like, you could see, like, he's not painted like the others, and he's got this almost cowboy outfit on along with the hat, twirling his revolver, and you even notice he has, like, almost a tail on him, kind of flicking around as he looks at you curiously, with the boots kind of sitting on the floor. He's sitting in a chair looking at you, twirling the revolver. He's not, like, pointing it at you, but he is, like, looking at you curiously. So there is a fourth one. Are you still doing this?
I'm not gonna attack them. I'm not gonna make any motion to attack them. I'm just gonna simply grow larger, and then try to, like, basically it's gonna be, can we put the guns down now? In this sort of like an intimidation attempt.
I see you do this, and I interpret this as a form of, okay, let's do this. I'm going to take my spear and thrust it into the abdomen of this robot.
Holy
That
shit.
works too.
All right then. In that case,
That's freaking good.
firstly, Adel, roll me that intimidation check, and then everyone, roll me initiative because we's fucking fighting. Firstly, roll me that intimidation check.
You said I had advantage on it?
I'm gonna mark down advantage.
Dread
That
gives
is
you
a 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see as all of these robots immediately begin to, like, shake and freak out. They are considered surprised and will be skipping their first turn, but they all begin to, like, shake, still pointing their guns at you, and including the one in the back room. He immediately, in the room, he stops with his revolver and immediately pulls it out to point it at you. I'm gonna mark all these robots real quick. We're gonna get them on the thing. Forgive me, it will take a moment to set up combat, but you see as the four of them point at you, and the main one goes, "Shoot him, you fucking idiots!" He's very clearly got a more defined voice than the rest of them. And with that, give me a minute. We will begin combat once everyone rolls initiative. While everyone's rolling initiative, I'm gonna set up like a temporary kind of battle room here. Forgive me. As
I rolled the first natural one of the campaign. I rolled
go.
initiative, so a total of 4.
Incredible. So here I will mark. You can kind of see where I'm marking these. I'm marking
Not really.
like it's off to the side. I'll like bring the token. So I'm marking these 3 little boxes are like closed doors. This is the hallway you're in. And then there's the kind of like opening room here, and then
It's fancy.
big room, which the guy is sitting in. You can't, there's like some chairs and furniture in there he can use as cover. The 3 robots. Oh, yeah?
I'm assuming this wall right here isn't here.
That isn't a wall. That's
Yeah,
a-
it's
That
not
is
a wall.
open.
I
That's
haven't
open?
figured out. Yeah, these are all open. I haven't figured out how to erase them. So hold on. I will mark actually where
No, wrong color. Hold on.
there's kind of doors here. So there's a door here. That's awful, but whatever. You get my point. There's a door here and a door here. Any other line without a door, except for the hallway, you should consider open. So here, I'll mark open walls with these 2 lines, to show like what walls are open. Any wall segment that isn't marked by those 2 lines isn't open. Now, let me get all your little character things here. Everybody, you can name your own. I'm gonna just put 4 here. We can change these later. Of
He's
course.
already there.
I've already put my.
Oh, you've already put
token
yours
in.
there. Okay. Well, everybody.
I've got all my tokens in here. Here's my little dude.
Here's
But
your
you're not
little
gonna see
dude.
Give
him
me
yet.
this one then.
Oops. Hold
Let me
on.
this
How
one.
do you even make
So,
this?
where
There's
is
a little thing at the bottom of the screen.
We're probably
that
in
there's
here.
a
Yeah,
thing
Adel,
called
you're-
Asset
you're-
Manager, and you can add.
If you're
tokens.
signed in.
Yeah. Like I've got character tokens from my last game.
Oh.
Right. So then I will. Oops. No, don't do that. Okay. So right. This is gonna be. This is gonna be Robot 4. He's the one with the revolver and cowboy outfit. All of them have revolvers, but he's the one with the cowboy outfit. Oh, how'd he got kicked out? Oopsie. This is gonna be Robot 3. This is gonna be Robot 2. And this is gonna be Robot 1. Sears, you've already started combat. So before any initiative stuff goes, I'm gonna let you roll that attack for me.
All right.
It's Robot 1 with a nat 2.
All right.
None of these guys
Let
have
me
dex.
All right.
roll this in Discord.
16.
Attack. Spear.
Another
Oh boy, I rolled a 9.
Right. A 9. Okay. That will not hit. As you jam your spear forward to try to pierce this robot's abdomen, it kind of clangs off his, like, chest armor as you get through, and expecting maybe wiring or machinery that was vulnerable, you instead strike the blunt, armored part of his chest, and it bounces off. With that, we'll get to the initiative order. Adel, you have a nat 1?
No, that was Sears got a nat 1. I got a nat
Sears got a nat 1.
3.
Sears got a nat
Am
1.
I right? I think I'm right.
Yeah.
You got a 3, Priza, and howdy?
I got a 9.
A 9. Wow.
I got a 15.
What's your dex mod? Is it higher than
it's
0?
The 3.
It's 3. Okay.
Yes.
Then you will go here. So, unfortunately, none of you rolled higher than any of the robots, except for Robot 2, who got a 2, or Robot 1, who got a 2. Sorry. Howdy, you managed to get really lucky and really fast here. You do have weapons on you, right? I know you mentioned earlier you didn't.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, it's okay.
I got. So
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
to start combat, Robot 4 yells at all of his friends, "Just shoot him!" And you see as he pulls out, who here among the party are like gun nuts and might know what guns look like?
hello.
I like guns.
Okay.
I would not.
Howdy likes a gun.
Howdy, Sears and Priza.
Oh no. Me, Drew, is a gun nut.
Oh,
I like
you're a
guns.
gun. Okay.
Sears
Okay.
is completely clueless.
Okay. Then I guess
That's
just
the opposite with me.
Priza, would your
No idea.
Frieza wouldn't know any guns? Howdy, you
No.
notice all of these robots are equipped with Terznov revolvers, and you see, in fact, Robot 4 pull out his own Terznov to fire at Adel, and that's gonna be a fucking 2. Okay, you see as he points the Terznov at Adel, fires a shot that just hits his friend in the back with a whatang and clangs off and strikes into the the side what's it called? The wall, the side wall. The next that will go is in that turn. You see as he fires the pistol, one of the other robots follows suit. Now, I feel like I've heard this somewhere before. Do you have disadvantage or advantage at point blank?
Disadvantage when hitting someone at point blank range.
Okay, so then Robot 2 is also going to point his turns off. So he's going to have triple... No, wait a minute. He's intimidated. He's skipping his turn. He's shaking and scared. All these octopus tentacles are coming out of this now giant man's back, and he's like shaking, pointing his revolver at you. With that does segue into Howdy's turn.
Howdy.
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 Let's just do the cool old packed weapon grabbing out of nowhere. And it's just like a lever action rifle, almost the size of him. Not really, but then kind of. And then he just holds it by the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an action to do that.
It's an action to pull it out?
Yeah, apparently.
It's not a bonus action? Okay. Do you move anywhere?
Yeah. How can I? Can I just like squeeze?
Yeah, you can like squeeze past him.
My legs would be high enough for him to get under.
Yeah, you could slip under the legs.
I'll just squeeze right past you.
You gonna stay in the same square, or you're gonna?
Will they be trying to take opportunity attacks if they're afraid of?
They can't because
Okay,
well,
cool.
okay, one of them will. So if you move, say into how do I like into this corner? Can you see this square? If you move into this corner, Robot 1 will try. If you... Okay, I don't... What's like... Oh, pointer. Here we go.
In the square where Robot 1 is.
If you move into this square, Robot 1 will attack you. If you move into this square, Robot 2 will try to attack you. Robot 3 will not, because you won't exit his range.
Okay, cool. So we'll just go 5, and then 10, and then 15.
Why is it so hot?
Where are you going?
Pretty correct. To this one.
Okay. As you... Actually, no. Robot 1's still intimidated and cannot take any actions on this turn. I lied!
Oh. Alternatively, if it's only armed with a pistol, you can't take opportunity attacks with ranged weapons.
Oh, yeah, you can't. That's right. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he can't attack anyway because he's all scared.
30.
Very scared. Are you contemplating just running past all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think contemplating. I think is happening.
Okay, so you slip between Adol's legs, the three robots still panicking, freaking out over the giant tentacle back-having man in the room with their revolvers.
Oh no, he has a back.
Oh no! Well, there's tentacles coming out of it. You slip past all the robots and make your way to the robot in the back who is currently still focused on like pointing his gun at Adol and fucking up the shot. That will end your turn unless you have a bonus action.
Correct.
Okay.
Do Warlocks get a lot of bonus actions? I don't know. So.
Robot 3's turn is next, who's still panically like pointing their gun up at Adol. So we'll jump to whose turn it is next. Frieza. Hi.
Oh, it's me. All right. I'm small.
Who is the letter right now? Sorry, Frieza.
What?
Who is the letter? Do you have the letter right now, Frieza?
What letter?
The letter you were supposed to bring here.
Letter. I would have had. I would probably be the one who has it.
Okay, just
Something
checking.
like
Just
that.
checking.
So I have mage armor. Let me just check something. I need this. All right. I'm gonna start. I kind of clunk my arm down, kind of thing, and it starts to like. It starts like almost making a song, and as I'm gonna start my battle song
Oh.
as a bonus action. So I gain some stuff.
Okay.
I now have 40 feet of movement speed base.
Dying.
Huge.
And there are how many in front of us? robots.
3. None of them can attack or do anything because they're all freaking out and scared. Try to fix this.
Me looking at what was it? No, I don't. He had Thunderwave at some point, but I don't anymore.
No Thunderwave?
No Thunderwave? Oh, bitch.
So no Thunderwave?
I've got an action. Let me think. Can I do something silly?
Can you?
Could do that and get 3 of them. Is that worth it?
Oh, I can't color this shape in. Sorry.
I don't think we want to make everyone. I don't want to make everyone deaf around me.
Yeah, killing everyone's generally not a great way to start your,
Deaf with an F.
Oh. Generally making everyone deaf in your, like, first fight together ever isn't the best of choices.
I'm going to kind of put out my battle fist palm, and just it kind of falls, and 3 little kind of like dart trap looking things appear, and I'm going to use magic missile.
Oh, okay, so you're shooting them. Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one are you targeting with them? Or are you targeting multiple?
You have 3. I'm going to hit each with 1.
Okay. Roll, that's always gonna hit, so roll me your damage for each.
4, 3, 2. Amazing.
You put up your palm and kind of, like, your arm, like, twists and turns to kind of, like, calculate, it's like calculating the trajectory you need, and then your hands kind of dart traps all fire simultaneously. The one that, like, kind of curves to hit Robot 1 strikes him directly in his eye with a the other goes straight through Robot 3 and kind of creaks in under his, like, chest plate into his, like, circuits a bit, and you see him twinge a bit as his circuitry and his, other, well, it's not circuitry, but mechanical parts are hit, and the one that goes and hits Robot 2 pierces through his, kind of chest armor, you know, also messing with his circuitry a bit, and they all kind of kind of make little grunts as they're all hit by these little missiles or these darts that you fired out to hit them. That ends your turn, I assume, because I mean,
not quite. You said because I'm tiny, I can move through other people's spaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give me a second. I need to select my character. I'm gonna run and just kind of like be in the middle of everyone.
Okay, you're just kind of running around. I mean,
Yeah.
you're 8 inches, but still. Okay.
Yeah.
You can just like enlarge. We know you're 8 inches. You don't have to.
No, it's funny.
You don't have to like pinpoint your character every time.
Okay, but it's funny.
Okay, that ends your turn then.
Yeah, that will.
Adel, it's now your turn.
All right. So stepping through Otto, seeing the spear, seeing the spear glance off one of the robots, he's gonna sort of turn to the other 2, and sort of firstly he's gonna draw his greatsword.
Okay.
He's gonna draw his greatsword, which is equipping a weapon is an action or a bonus action. I can't
I'm
remember.
not gonna count it as
It's
anything
an action.
because you
Yeah.
would have already had it on you. So you were like, I mean, I
Okay.
imagine it's in like some kind of scabbard on you, right? That's not.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
count
it's
things
not a
like that
scabbard.
as actions or bonus actions. You have the weapon on you, you have it equipped. That's
Alright.
your weapon. There you go.
Otto's gonna draw his long sword, and before he strikes, what he's gonna do is you're gonna see this 10-foot tall man disappear from in front of the robots, and he's gonna reappear behind them while swinging and try to cleave Robot 3 in between his shoulder and head, like in the neck, diagonally.
Okay, so I imagine are you using a spell to disappear, or are you just moving to?
I'm Misty Stepping.
Okay, so you're gonna cast Misty Step to get behind Robot 3 and get him in the back.
Yes.
You'll have advantage on this, because they're intimidated, skipped your turn, and also your surprising one. So roll that to hit with advantage.
Alright. Thank God I have advantage. Thank God I have
Oh.
advantage. I rolled a natural 1 and a
Ooh.
natural 18.
2
So that is a
natural ones
22
in a
total.
row.
Hey, yeah.
It's combat. Ooh, good luck. So an 18 will hit. Roll that damage for me.
Alright. That's gonna be one-handed. Yeah. That'd be 5.
You cut out. What would you say?
5 damage.
5 damage. You take your great sword. This is one of the robots whose mechanical parts are already hit by the little, what's it called, the dart. You take your great sword and slam it down in between his neck, and you see as you kind of smash into its head, you almost like, as you make the cleave, the Robot 3's head comes loose a bit and kind of like is being held on by just the springs and whatnot on the side of his head as you cleave into him, and he flails his hand up in the air and like fires a shot into the ceiling on accident. Doesn't hit anyone, but he fires a shot into the ceiling on accident because of this. You know, when you smash the sword into him, he's pretty damaged at this point. You know, you fucked him up with this. What else you got? If anything, that was your action.
That'll be the end of my turn. That's a bonus action and an action used.
Okay, what was the bonus action?
And then I'm not gonna move.
Not gonna move. Okay.
Misty Step, yeah.
That takes it to Robot 1, who's currently freaking out. So then that takes it to poor Sears at the bottom of the list. Your turn, Sears.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to try and stab this boy. I'm gonna actually use a bone to summon Chamber, my dragon companion. He's a worm.
You're playing a Drake Warden Ranger? I'm assuming. Okay, yeah, you can take your bonus action to summon your little buddy. Yeah. I believe that's what it is.
And he's in initiative now.
Okay.
So
roll for him and let me know.
Well, he goes my turn.
Oh, okay.
The end of my turn.
What's his name? Chambers?
Chamber. No, just Chamber.
Okay, I'll put him Sears and Chamber. There you go.
So I'm going to use my action to attack.
All right, which one?
Robot 1.
Robot 1. All right, roll to hit. What are you attacking with? Your spear?
I'm attacking with my spear. Yeah.
All right, roll to hit that for me.
All right. Goodness. 11.
11. Unfortunately, that is a teensy bit below what you needed. You kind of take your spear and kind of try to cleave the robot the same kind of way, and it also glances off of a hard spot in the metal. You're not having much luck with this. You still got your dragon's turn though. Your little guy's turn.
Yeah.
Who I assume has his own action and whatnot.
Yeah, he's got his own action. Chamber is going to hop on down. He's got a big companion. He's going to gonna take a bite at this robot. I'm gonna do these rolls in D&D.
Yeah, no worries.
16 to hit.
16 will in fact hit.
Does 16 hit?
Yes.
All right. The robot takes 5 points of piercing damage.
All right, you.
And that is my turn.
All right.
That's my turn.
Chamber hops off your shoulder and springs up and leaps into kind of the vulnerable point in between the robot's like chest armor, and begins, just ripping away with its little claws at its fragile mechanics within it. And you see as the robot kind of panickedly beats at his chest with his kind of gun to try to get the little worm off. He's not hitting it, of course. He's just like trying to get it off, like you know when a bee lands on you, it looks like that, but he's flailing a gun around. And as he flails this gun around, that ends your turn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my turn.
We take it back up.
I think I made him a little too small. He's supposed to be a small creature, so
yeah,
that's a little better.
He's still like small enough to get up in there, at the robot's chest. As this is happening,
is he larger than Prisa?
Is
Well, if it's a small creature, yeah.
Yeah, he's a small creature. It's a small creature.
Okay.
oh no. Bigger than oh no. As this is going on, you see as the Robot 4 like I'm not gonna move him a full step back, but Robot 4 is kind of taking a step back, pointing the gun at you, Howdy. And before he does anything, he will like try to talk to you. Look, this isn't gonna go the way you think. We weren't gonna hurt you, but can we just... He's like shaking, kind of pointing the gun at you a bit. Howdy, what do you say?
Then put the gun down, partner.
You're currently murdering my people. He like kind of, you know, shakes his head like, you know, kinda can't or I'll die.
If you put the gun down, you'll all be fine.
You need to do that first. Stop murdering. He like points to the scene going on. Like the continued fighting, I mean.
What do you want me to do about that, bud? They're their own people.
What? Tell
Come
them.
on, buddy.
Tell them.
Will your people stop shooting us?
Yes.
They haven't even gotten it.
Tell them off. And I'll tell mine.
Put your gun down first, buddy, and then
No. You make me a persuasion
I'm gonna
check.
turn around.
Make me a persuasion check.
If you don't do it, I'm gonna knock that head off of yours.
Persuasion or
Persuasion?
intimidation if you want.
I would love to do intimidation.
Okay, do intimidation then.
This little man. Where'd it go? Wait, there you go. Wait. Sorry. That's a 26.
He kind of like shakily points the gun at you and goes, no. Oh. But then he realizes you're only asking him to do this because, well, you need to turn around in order to tell them, and, well, you know, he's
not
kind of
turning that back.
not in a position to make demands right now. He doesn't fully put the gun away, but he lowers it and kind of like takes his hand off the trigger, you know, only really holding it by the grip. And then he kind of like motions to you, tell them.
Yeah, then Howdy's gonna turn around and just like, fellas, they surrender. Stop, you know, murdering them, please.
You hear the robot kind of yell at the same time, stop fighting them, you're gonna die. And you see all the robots kind of, they in turn, like, like this is going on as the rest of you are like just still fighting them, stabbing at them with spears, you know. Adel, I imagine, getting ready to cleave another one's head off. They all like shakily hold their guns up, but like put them down slowly, you know. They kind of like do the same thing as Robot 4, and they put their other hand like up shakily. Do you all, now I ask, do you all stop attacking them?
Yes.
guess.
I would sheathe my sword.
I command Chamber to stop, and I lower my spear
Frieza?
from.
It's too hot.
Yeah, just like my arm was like building up steam almost. Now it just like fizzles away.
Alright, I guess.
That's actually perfect. It's right in time for my form of dread.
To wear off?
To wear off, because it's a
Yeah.
minute long.
Yeah, your form of dread kind of wears down,
That wasn't
and
so hard.
you see all the robots slowly lower their guns, and they kind of walk to the back of the room. That is my OBS. Stop. Why am I touching the OBS? You see as all the robots kind of squeeze around you, walking to the back of the room. You're all free to, like, move your little guys up in there, too. And you see as one of them, like, puts their... The main robot, Robot 4, puts his pistol away, and the others do the same. And you see Robot 3 kind of tends to Robot... It was Robot... Yeah, no, not Robot 3. Robot 2 kind of tends to Robot 1, whose head is currently hanging off on a thread. He's like putting him back together, trying
Can
to.
I go over?
Oh, go over where?
Can I go over and offer to help?
Have
Ma-
some
make me a
knowledge. Do you need some help?
persuasion check, as you were just like murdering them. So they're a little wary to your help. Or deception if you don't actually want to help with genuine intent.
Nat 20 for a 21.
Persuasion or deception? What are you doing?
Persuasion.
Okay, so you are trying to help. The other robot kind of
Yeah.
like holds his hand out for you, recognizing you're very tiny and that you might need to be elevated up to fix him.
It's gonna like hop on and you see just like my hand becomes like a screwdriver or something, and I just like go to work by using the mending cantrip.
Yeah, you begin fixing up Robot 3. Robot 4 sheathes his, or not sheathes, like puts his pistol away in the holster, and he goes, "Now, we've
Holsters, yeah.
gotten off to a..." He looks around the room at all the other robots. "Rough start, but might I ask what you were here to do before my friends here pointed guns and demanded you get inside?"
Delivering a letter.
Yeah. We were given a letter by a man named Grass Callahan. We were
Callahan.
told to deliver the letter to you.
Yep.
And he just said the letter.
All he told us was that we were gonna give y'all a letter, and y'all were gonna give us a letter back to give to him.
Yep.
Can we see the letter?
I'll hold the letter out to him.
You see as he pulls out a letter that looks identical to that one. I think he didn't want you to, give us that. I think he wanted you to get ours. And he puts it away. "Look, we're here on our own business, but I can give you something to go back with. We have..." He kind of scratches his chin a bit. "Tumultuous history with Callahan." You see as he pulls out the identical letter, and he opens it, takes out what's in it. Make me a perception check, everyone, if you can, to see if you can discern what it is quickly.
5.
5.
I'm looking. Perception.
Now I'm rolling well. 17.
So I hear 2 5s. That was from Adel and...
Frieza.
Adel and Frieza. Okay. Howdy and Howdy, what'd you say? That cut out. What'd you say?
17.
And I think a 17 from also Sears as well.
Yep.
You see as he unmistakably pulls out some kind of blueprint from this letter. You can't make out of what, but you can see almost the barrel of like a gun with a spike on the end of it in this envelope, or on this blueprint, and he puts it into, he folds it and puts it into his coat pocket, and hands one of you the empty envelope, probably Howdy, who's right in front of him, takes out a little notepad and writes... he writes a little something on it, to which he then puts the pen back in, rips off the little paper, flips it to show you, Howdy, and he writes in very straight lines, almost as if he's printing this on the notepad, that just says, "Get fucked, Callahan," and puts the piece of paper back into the envelope and shuts it. And then he, one of you is probably still holding out the envelope to him, right?
Yeah, I would have continued to hold out the envelope.
He takes the other envelope from you and puts it as well in his coat pocket. Well, now you have something to bring back. Technically, he didn't say what was in the envelope, no? Or at least
No.
what needed to be in it. Now, all I ask
You
is
just told us to take it back?
all
Told us to open.
All I ask now is that you don't say anything that occurred here. We're not looking to get into some fight with a bunch of... Well, I don't know what to call you, but frankly, I don't want to get in a fight with a bunch of riffraff. We already have enough to deal with. If you excuse us, we need to leave before the TRR get here. And you see
The tiara.
the Tertia Republic Rangers. We did just fire several shots inside of a residential area. We should... He kind of motions to
Yep.
the you see kind of
Yeah.
there's like a balcony out back, which he kind of motions to, and you see some of his robo friends are like all going and walking towards there. You see one of them pull out a rope that's on the balcony and like kind of toss it over, and you see his robot 1 specifically begins to climb down. Priza, I imagine at this point you finish repairing robot 3. Yeah.
How long does it take? It's however long you say it takes.
You
Yeah.
get you
Mending takes 5 minutes.
yeah, you get pretty
Whatever
done.
the
with-
casting time for mending is.
You could cast mending
Yeah,
like multiple
makes-
times within that conversation.
Yeah.
It,
yeah,
it looks like a
Come on,
little
just fix 'em.
it looks like a little blowtorch almost when you cast mending, fixing him. You get done fixing him, and Robot 2 kind of.
I'm also just.
Oh yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, just like while doing it, the reason why Praise is doing it is like, just kind of like looking to see how they work. Curiosity.
All right, yeah.
Alright, Artificer upper roll.
Let me brain run about this. Don't you worry. As you look,
You can
Yeah,
into,
how
just
does
relate to
steam
the-
robots work?
looking
Yeah,
into
That's
the
what Praise wants to know. How
looking
the fuck
into
is-
the robots, it's almost like looking at a mechanical version of a human being. There's several gears and mechanical parts that allow them to move their arms in human-like ways, especially with operating machinery. However, the main thing you find, instead of an organ system within them, is kind of like a generator almost. The reason steam is coming out of their hats is because there is a steam generator within their stomachs, their chest. That's why striking the chest was particularly bad for them, because several mechanical parts around that area operate the generator to move the steam, which operates the pistons, which turns all the mechanical parts so they can do their thing. However, they need to get rid of any excess steam or smoke from the materials in which they burn to, well, heat the water to make the steam to rotate the gears. So in their necks, in their kind of heads, there's a pipe that goes up through their head and kind of has an exhaust pipe out of their head, which expels any excess steam or smoke. It's not much. The production and then like the temperature needed to heat, they very rarely need to refuel and reburn things and heat things up a little more in order to do this, because it's metal. It's going to constantly stay hot for a longer time, and because they're made of brass, it's less work in order to heat it. It's conductive, I think, mostly conductive. And the little pipe kind of protrudes out of their head, which is why all of them were wearing hats in order to hide this, because it's like there's a slight like it doesn't like stop at their head. It doesn't make their head smooth. There's a piece of pipe that protrudes from the top of their head to expel this steam. That's why every one of the robots was wearing some kind of bowler hat and was covering themselves up with like clothes, because the rest of that would be obvious that they were robots, but the little pipe that protrudes out of their head expels this excess steam. So TLDR, they burn water to turn mechanical parts in them that are kind of structured like muscles. They also burn like wood or various other fuels inside of them in order to heat up the water in order to make the steam to turn the engine. They have a pipe that pokes out of their head, which expels any excess smoke that the burning of the fuel makes. That good? That clear? Yeah?
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
If combat had not stopped, I was gonna create water on the injured robot.
Fucking,
And I was sort of wondering how that would work.
create. It wouldn't.
With it being,
The worst you do is leave him susceptible to rusting. It wouldn't shut them down or anything because they're not electrical. It wouldn't short circuit them.
Right.
But yeah, you see as the other three continue, and Priza, you're set down. They all begin to climb out the rope on the balcony, and Robot 4, before following them, kind of kneels down to you, Howdy, a little bit. He kind of like crouches down and leans over and reaches out to shake your hand. Do you accept?
Yeah.
He shakes your hand and says,
Thanks for doing business.
"Your mercy will not be forgotten," and retracts his hand and leaves with the lads. They all jump down the kind of side building. I'm going to move over to 10 Brass Apartments on the map now. They all kind of jump down the side of the building, and if you're to look out, you can see them all running away, booking it out of the city back into, well, wherever they're going. As you all stand in the apartment now, riddled with a couple bullet holes and probably a bit of water, kind of sloshed out from the one you cleaved in the neck, on the floor. It's not like a bloodbath or anything. They're not operated by oil and whatnot, but there's definitely signs of battle in this room. But with a letter in hand for Callahan, do you all begin to leave? Or do you want to do anything else while we're in here?
I think we should make our leave.
I think we have stayed our welcome
We
with the
should probably
gunshots.
leave before, the people come.
All right. You all
Yeah.
slip your way out of the apartment, and as you're making your way down the stairs, as you get to like about the 5th floor, you see a couple of people fitted in this leather armor with a little red patch TRR on it. You see, particularly, a man catches your eye. This man with like a rapier at his side, where all the other two who kind of are carrying like typical pistols, non-revolvers. This man's got like darker skin. He's got this tied back in a bun, black hair with a nice mustache and beard to go along with it, metal gloves and boots. He's very different from the other people following him who have the same red TRR badge with, they've got these kind of authority caps on with basic leather armor, and like they don't have gloves on, but they're holding like D8s, which is a pistol, mag-based pistol, following behind him, and they run up the stairs past you to get to the 7th floor, kind of ignoring you mostly because, well, you're on like the 5th floor at this point. They just think you're walking by. But as you walk by them, as they, well, actually, I'm railroading a little there. Do you all want to maybe interact with them at all, or are you just gonna?
Otto wouldn't say anything unless they stop to talk to us.
Yeah.
It's not seen, but in Prisa's eyes, there is. Prisa sees a glowing around the gun of the office. Like it's a side quest, but it ignores it.
It took me a second.
Yeah, that one fucking picture. I was like, go on, take it. It's a side. It's a special item.
It's a special item. Your tax dollars pay for it. Sears, do you want to interact with them at all?
I let them do their duty, and I'll be on my way.
Yeah.
You all make your way out of 10 Brass back onto the streets after going through the gunfight. You can see kind of like footprints to the right, where the muddy footprints of the robots who ran through the dirt in order to go through. The robots are very they condensate a lot because they're making a lot of steam, so sometimes when they step in dirt it turns into mud, which leaves muddy footprints. But anyways, as you all step out, ready to go meet Callahan with letter in hand.
Wait, so there's muddy footprints?
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry.
The
There's muddy
robots.
footprints?
The robots. It looks like a set of muddy footprints that the robots left due to the condensation on them, which makes their kind of, their feet wet.
Would I be able to sort of discreetly use create water to sort of make the whole area a messy amount of mud so that the footsteps aren't recognizable?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. You cast this create water. I imagine, like, splashing it like a little wave on the dirt, which then splashes the mud everywhere. It splats, kind of covering the muddy footsteps. They fade, like, going into the dirt and everything, but you splat this mud from the surrounding kind of, like, shrubbery in the parking lot, making the footsteps unrecognizable, so that these group of robots can't be traced. But as you make your leave, as the TRR, you can see there's a couple of agents, like, by the door as you walk out. They don't really pay any mind to you, because you're just leaving your house to them.
We're just dudes.
Just dudes. You all walk...
a rather conspicuous-looking group of
I
people.
mean, this is a universe where anthropomorphic dragons, cats, exist. I mean, they're not. They don't want to assume, just four dudes hanging out. Who cares if they're a bunch of? If one of you like
in a hot tub,
one
3 feet apart.
if you all like came out of the building shooting your guns, that might maybe draw attention. But they're not gonna really pay attention to you because you all look strange or anything. If you look like you just murdered someone, that's a different story. But anyhow, I think this is a good place to cut off the session, as we are like 30 minutes past the time frame I said we'd go. I think that was sorry, I don't want to drop too many post-session thoughts on stream, but that was fun. Did you all have fun? Did you all have a good time?
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah. All right. So with that, now we're gonna find someone to raid. I'll turn off my thing for this. I'm gonna look on Twitch real quick. Does anyone have any ideas of who to raid? Oh, don't mind my continue shopping one item outdoors essential boulder. Don't mind that. I needed to make a rocky purchase, Don't mind it.
Right.
I just had to purchase a large stone.
Grief.
I don't have anyone who's like not below.
Stones.
I don't have anyone who's like not below like 10 grillion
Grapefruit.
viewers. Grapefruit's got 155.
This guy over here, Ascendia Transmutation. Campaign 1.
Another.
I'm just looking through.
Another.
Yeah, I'm looking at these ones like 9 viewers,
Okay.
6 viewers, 11 viewers.
Yeah, we can go. We can go
Pretty-
raid another D&D stream. Hold on, let's do that real quick. Okay, none of those are what I wanted. Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. Let's go raid. I see 47. Oh, here we go. Let's do Captain Jellyfish with 11. Oh, nope. No. We're gonna send you to raid. We're not doing a React Andy stream here. We'll go raid. That is a bunch of metadata. That is a bunch of metadata. Oops. Character limit of 500. Dude, I wasn't even trying to do that. I will say, while the raid is going, this is unfortunately going to be the only episode for most of the month of June, as I will not be home for most of the month. I'm going on hella summer vacation, but hopefully in the later end of June, we'll hopefully have more Death Save episodes, and especially after the month of June, we'll have more Death Save episodes. But as of right now, this is going to be the first. We're giving you a little taste, a sample, a morsel of what's to come. With that, though, I'm going to send you
I
all...
love morsels.
I'm going to send you all